Are you not having success in your surplus fund or your state overage business? Are you not able to get clients or it's not working for you? You want to know why? Watch this entire video and find out. First of all, do me a favor, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, I give out free ebooks, I give out free mini courses every month. I'd love for you to get one, so go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. In order to be able to qualify to receive a book, and again, I do a lottery, after you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you could be one of those lucky winners. So let me just talk about the surplus fund business and solutions that are gonna go. A lot of people say, I wanna do this, I wanna make money, I want to, and they try something, but you're making a contact, you're having to get familiar with various contracts. Every state, every county, they have their own unique rules. They're radically different from each other. And you get into this revolving, a lot of moving parts in this business. It's not like you just make a phone call and boom, you get paid. You make a phone call, you have to get the contracts, you have to have a notary, which I let my clients take care of. You have to work with the county, you have to fill out county forms, you have to use the mail, you have to have a CRM, which I talk about in earlier videos. If you don't know what one is, watch some of my earlier videos and find out. You have to. Let's look at a store like Best Buy. Best Buy has every single stock item you can imagine when you walk in, from everything from high tech to probably an old school DVD player to an iPhone to whatever you want. But a lot of moving parts. You've got to have a store, you've got to have a location, you've got to have the electricity, you've got to have employees. There has to be a system, is what I'm saying, in order for you to be able to walk in and buy something. In your surplus funds business, if you don't have, first of all, a marketing plan, you're doomed. And if you don't have a system, you're doomed, because you've got to have a system. You get your leads. That's your very first step, is finding your leads, finding where you're going to work, and finding it. So first step here is find the leads you want to work. The second step is know the rules for these leads. Are you able to charge 10%? Are you allowed to charge 30%? Is there a maximum you could charge? Again, it's different with different rules. Like I know in Florida, with the tax overages, my general rule is 30, but there is no maximum that could be charged the way I do it. Again, if it's a smaller deal, I charge more like 50 or 60%. You have to know your rules with the business. And the third thing is you're going to have a system of getting the business started. That means you're going to have to find your leads. You're going to have to find your method of contact. You're going to have to find your method of delivering the contracts. You're going to have to find your method of getting those contracts to the appropriate county, state, wherever it is. And you're going to have your method of getting paid. Okay, so there's a lot of moving parts. So in my earlier videos that you've listened to, you hear me talk a lot about habits and about making this business a habit. There's two numbers I really want to throw at you today that I think is going to be life-changing. The first number is 2, and how is 2 unique? I like what's called the 2-minute rule. If you are trying to make this business a habit and you have done nothing in this, you've done nothing with surplus funds at all, or state funds, or tax overages, or bankruptcies, and you want to make this into a business full-time, that means you want this business to revolve around your life. That means you need to take a segment of your day every single day and put this into your life. People don't realize that, oh yeah, I'm going to make, I hear all the time, I want to make $100,000 a month. I've seen people make tens of thousands of dollars a month. I see people make a very comfortable living at this business, but they put the time into the business, but they also have their system down. So that's the first thing, is getting the system down with the time. So if you say you're going to do it every day and you don't, and let's say, and I'm not saying you do this, but let's just say that you play video games in your office. You go in your office every single day, or where your desk is at home or something, you play video games. When you go and sit down at that desk, your mind is going to be going straight, and this is proven psychology, your mind is going to go straight to video games. Even if you're starting to look up leads, your mind is on the video game and when you could play, or what you want to reward yourself. You've trained your mind to do this. So how can you untrain your mind? There's 2 ways I can tell you. Number 1 is 2 minutes, give all your attention to finding leads, farming them, and maybe a phone number or 2. Or number 2 is go to a Starbucks or a Coffee Bean or somewhere where you could work very quietly and put up your headphones and start looking up data and ignore everything else around you. But you have to get into an environment where you get that system. Start off with 2 minutes a day. Make that a habit every single day. 3 o'clock to 3:02, you're working on your business. Then 3 to 3:05, and then 3 to 3:10, and make this a consistent habit. With that being said, and I've talked about this a lot about goals versus habits. A goal is something that you achieve and you no longer have that aspiration or that dream to continue it. Maybe you're in a class, you want to get an A, you're in something, and a goal should be short term. A habit should be something that you want to continuously be doing. Like an athlete. Let's look at you're playing basketball and you want to make scoring a habit, which is every player's dream. So their goal is to score, but how can you make it where your scoring becomes a habit? You get in that place in court, you post up, you do what you have to do, and you make the shot and you get used to it, and you make this a true habit. You've got to make this a habit. Now, how many people do you know who go to the gym every single day? And I say this all the time. They go to the gym every single day and they work out for about 3 weeks. And they see little to no results, and they miss a day. They have a Monday morning early morning meeting. They have a Monday afternoon meeting, and then Tuesday they have to stop by somewhere. All of a sudden, 3 or 4 days go, and it's very easy to break a habit. In fact, it's okay to break a habit once or twice. I mean, like you have that meeting at work you can't get out of, and you just miss a day for whatever reason. That happens. But when you miss more than once, you're now making a new habit where your habit was never formed in the first place. It should be a habit. Okay, the second number I really like to throw out people is 30, and I've talked about this before. If you've tried 30 leads and you have not reached anybody, you're doing something wrong. And that's where you really need to evaluate what you're doing. If you have talked to 30 people, you should have at least 6 or 7 leads. Actually, I'll say minimum, maybe 10%. We'll say 3, but it should be more like double. It should be 20 or 30%. You should have a number of deals that are going to pay out. Okay, so you need to ask. Now, something I do in conversations that I have with people. Okay, what went well? What can I do better? And what do I need to change? So if I talk to somebody and maybe I'm on a call and I really connect with this person and send out the contracts, but maybe I forgot to ask them when's a good time to follow up. That's something that I need to change. But what went well? What can I do better? What needs to change? You should be asking yourself that. If you can, record your conversations that you have with people. Listen to them. You are an expert. You are in this business, and you're developing a business. So let's get back into my original topic here. You've got a lot of moving parts. Okay, you've got your own solar system. You've got your leads, you've got your contacts, you've got the counties you have to work in, you've got your contracts, you've got your follow-ups, you've got so many different moving parts. You have a CRM, you have to organize this. So when you want to jump in this business, making one phone call and that be it. I mean, that's good. I'm glad you're making a phone call. You have to do a lot more than that, and you have to start writing this out. What is your marketing plan? Write that out. Your before, your during, your after, what you want to do that you're going to make habits. Maybe your goal is to make $10,000 a month. Very doable. People do this all the time. If you look at my computer screen behind me, I have tons of testimonies on there of people that have made 20, 30, 40,000 a deal. It happens all the time, but you have to make it a habit. So that goal should become a habit where you don't even think about it. It's like walking into a dark room. What do? You turn on the light without even thinking about it. You make this a habit. You've got to be able to make this a habit-forming business. So you start with that 2-minute rule, and you're building up, and you're building up, and you're building up, and you make it a 4-minute, you make it an 8-minute, and you're doubling it every so many days, and you're making this a habit. Then you start making a phone call a day, and that's where you can ask the questions that I just went over. What went well? What can I do better? What do I need to change? You should, and one of the other, and I give this a lot in setting your habits, the goals that turn into habits. What do you want? Why do you want it? And how are you going to get it? I mean, those are some good questions to be asking yourself. I actually learned that from one of my mentors. That was very, very huge for me. So when you're doing that, you need to constantly be evaluating yourself. You make a phone call. Maybe it went really well. I mean, I wish. I've been told to F off. I've been told never to call F and again. I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to get the F bomb. You're going to be told off. You're going to be hung up on. I've also called people back after they've hung up on me and just said, hey, can I at least get my foot in the door? Can I at least call you back? And I had that happen on a live call a while ago. So as you've heard me say before, a lot of people don't ever do the business. And I can go into solution after solution on this. People don't pull the trigger. Number one is they always want to do it so right, and they always want to get so much better that they never actually pull it. The best thing you could do is to go ahead and pull that trigger. Ask yourself the questions. What went well? What could have gone better? What do I need to change? Maybe your approach. Like in the script I've taught you, I don't say, hi, how are you? How's your day going? None of that. You don't want to put any of that. And maybe you say that in the first time. You're like, okay, I need to cut that out, or I need to stop doing this. But you need to be evaluating yourself, and you're working into all those moving parts. Then you get a yes. Then you're able to get the contracts. I always say start off with the small deal, because if you mess up, then when you start getting the bigger deals, you learn from your mistakes. And I would rather go up and ask for clarification on a $700 deal than a $70,000 deal. And I messed up a $70,000 deal once. And I know the script and everything. This was a couple years ago. I couldn't get a hold of the guy, and I tried one more number, and it was actually him, and he picked up. And I said something off the script, and the guy hung up on me, rightfully so. I deserve to be hung up on. I never got that deal. I would rather mess up on a $700 deal versus a $70,000 deal, because the payout's all different. Would the guy have gone with me? I honestly don't know. But again, what went well on that call? Well, what went well is I actually found his phone number. What could I have done better, and what do I need to change? The way I said my script and my demeanor. When you start pulling the trigger on these, you're going to learn a lot more about yourself, and you go through a training. You start off small. What happens? You mess up a deal. Okay, big deal. You're gonna get better deals. There's plenty out there. There's people making tens of thousands in this business. There's plenty of deals out there. Hey everyone, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell as well, because once a month I choose a few lucky winners to get my free ebook, and I would love for that to be you. With that being said, thanks for watching. Also give me a like, and I'll see you on the next video.